If Diogo Dalot's fledgling career had followed its intended course, then he would not have been a Manchester United player by the age of 19. The fullback would, in normal circumstances, have continued to assert himself in Porto's first-team picture and built on his 8 senior appearances at the Estádio do Dragão before a multi-million-pound move elsewhere was ever so much as contemplated. 4 caps at under-21 level for Portugal was evidence that Dalot's trajectory was following the intended route. An impressive start to his first full campaign with Porto's B team, of Portugal's second tier, last season saw him promoted to the senior side in February of 2018, where he provided 2 assists in his first 3 Primeira Liga games. 90 minutes in the second leg of Porto's Champions League last 16 tie against Liverpool followed, and Dalot was delivering on the promise he had shown as captain of every level of the club's academy setup. Jose Mourinho could help Man Utd secure their dream summer signing. The fullback was keen to sign a new deal at the club, and Porto were, initially, eager to tie him down. But manager Sergio Conceição was wary of putting his faith in an 18-year-old during his first season in charge, with Porto looking to dethrone Benfica after 4 consecutive league titles, and the club's commitment to their brightest talent waned. Dalot's performance levels remained high, though, and 15 European clubs expressed their desire to pay the release clause in his contract. 5 of them would do so without negotiation over the fee, one of which was United, but the Reds' desire to secure Dalot's services saw them beat off the competition by paying over the odds for a player that Jose Mourinho deemed as having the potential to become the best fullback in the world. Dalot won a penalty for United against PSG. His £19 million move to Old Trafford saw Dalot become the 15th most expensive teenager in history, and it is testament to his character that he came through a testing episode at the end of his Porto career that saw the club characterize his departure, as one observer describes, as selling out. It is a tale that, by and large, bears the traits to a host of United's continental signings over the years. Anderson and Nani spring to mind, as does Memphis Depay, but Dalot is already demonstrating the dedication and commitment to his craft whose lacking underpinned, in part, the demise of the aforementioned trio at the club. Dalot, who is 8 months older than Tahith Chong, enjoys the expected activities pursued by the modern footballer, but his daily routine is molded with a precise focus on preparation and recuperation for training and matches. While on his game's console, for example, Dalot's lower half is often submerged in an ice bath. It is a sign of a determined quality that resonates with Dalot's former coach, Luis Travessa, from the Ofintas Development School. A young Diogo Dalot at the Ofintas Development Center, he was very focused. He wanted to know why things were going on, Travessa, who played Dalot 3 years above his age group, told Men's Sport. He wanted to repeat them to improve. That distinguished him. It applied to training, at a time when some of the young people were thinking only about the game and not about their total commitment to training in any given week. Talent, versatility and willingness, Travessa outlines as the attributes that have come to define his former prodigy. He played as a fullback, central defender or defensive midfielder. The rotation and versatility of positions on the pitch is a policy of ours. At that age it is what makes sense because it equips the players with motor skills. Dalot was very effective when it came to finishing. He scored a lot of goals. It stemmed from his concentration, seeing where the goalkeeper was and going the other way. There are kids who are bright early on in games before fading, but he doesn't. He added willpower to his talent. He was never tired. He never missed a training session. He played in one team and another if he had to. Diogo Dalot's right foot provided 2 assists in Man Utd's win against Southampton. Dalot spent 4 years at Fintas before moving to Porto in 2008 and gifted his former club a team minibus after receiving his first United pay packet. It was typical of a young man with a renowned generous streak. But, perhaps more instructively, he was not happy that the gesture made headlines in Portugal before being widely reported in England. It came before Dalot delivered what could prove to be his coming-of-age performance in United's 3-2 win against Southampton, with the Portuguese, on the right wing, providing 2 assists despite only coming on as a 52nd-minute substitute. He backed up his eye-catching performance against the Saints in United's Champions League game against Paris Saint-Germain on Wednesday, again off the bench and in a more advanced position, as United secured an unlikely berth in the quarter-finals of the competition. It was Dalot's blocked shot that prompted the VAR to award a penalty for Presnel Kimpembe, with Marcus Rashford netting from 12 yards in the 93rd minute. Rashford's strike was hit with a conviction that Dennis Irwin would have been proud of, and the former United fullback, perhaps the best qualified to pass judgment on Dalot's showings to date, has enjoyed what he has seen from the best of the Reds' summer signings. "From what I've seen, he looks a real good player," he told Men's Sport. "Obviously he played left back in the game against Brighton and did really well. He's more comfortable in the right back position. His crossing ability is great." Dalot in action for Porto against Liverpool in last season's Champions League. Dalot is blessed with a level of pace and power that render his ability to put a ball on a sixpence a mere added bonus. Those who watched him at under-17 level says his imposing physique made him look like a man among boys. It was the same situation at under-19 level, and Dalot's physical presence was plain to see when he first appeared in a United shirt in an under-23s game against Stoke in August. Such commanding performances, at that age at least, might lead some young players to develop a false sense of overconfidence, but Dalot remains level-headed. He was never shy or introverted, Travessa says of Dalot, who was brought up in a middle-class setting in the Portuguese city of Braga, by his parents Antonio and Annabella. But he wasn't misbehaving either. He liked to play, but always with football and the desire to improve mentally as much as physically. He liked to understand the reasons if things didn't go well. Diogo Dalot makes his first Man Utd appearance for the club's under-23 side. He's irreverent, always wanting more. He wanted to know the why behind everything. If he shot over the goal, he would ask me, "Why is the ball going up?" He would do his